Her son had a big time problem.
I noticed that he was missing the watch. He said he had left it at the defendant's house.
He said, I don't know what happened to the watch.
Then time slipped away.
A week passed, so I gave him another call. Days went by, I called again.
Now it's crunch time.
He admitted to me that he would replace the watch because his brother stole the watch.
Different story. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
This is Judge Judy.
Ms. Diaz, this is your claim. You have a son, this young man here, and as a wonderful gesture, you bought him an Apple Watch.
Correct.
And then some months later, I think it was maybe April,
Correct.
your son went to spend the weekend at the defendant's house because he has a son who's about the same age.
Yes, correct.
And he came home without the Apple Watch.
Correct.
And you think that Mr. Francisco should be responsible for the Apple Watch.
Correct.
I'm waiting to hear the theory of your case.
Okay, on April 2019, my son went to the defendant's house. The defendant has a stepson with my friend, about the same age as my son.
I said that, yeah. Keep going.
Okay, that day my son came home missing the watch. I asked him. He said he had left it at the defendant's house. I sent him over to the defendant's house. While my son went over there, I called the defendant on the phone. That day, me and the defendant spoke. The defendant said that the watch was last seen charging, that the baby girl, Naya, their daughter, was playing with it, that...
Just a second. He said the last time he saw the Apple Watch, it was being charged.
Correct.
Did he say when?
Not that I recall, no.
Did he say it was being charged while your son was at the house or after he left? Or he didn't say?
No, he didn't specify.
He said, the last time I remember seeing the watch, it was being charged and his little daughter was playing with it.
Correct.
Go ahead.
While speaking to him, that was what was said to me. He said once he had a chance, he would look for the watch.
Okay.
A few days passed. After that, a week passed. I didn't get no answer, no response towards the watch. So I gave him another call. This time around, we spoke on the phone. He said he didn't find the watch, but that he will pay for the watch. He will replace the watch because the watch went missing in his apartment. After that, gave him a few more days. Days went by, nothing. I called again. I didn't get an answer. I called his girlfriend, didn't get an answer. Now, this time around, I sent a text to the both of them. In the text, I no longer have proof of the text because I lost that phone, but I believe he should have the text that back and forth. Anyways,
he doesn't have to provide evidence. You have to provide evidence.
Eventually, after that, time went by. As I mentioned before, we are friends. We've been friends for over 15 years and plus. He explained to me that he was in a situation where he didn't have the money at the time.
Okay, so what you're saying to me is when you spoke to him, he said, I don't know what happened to the watch, but since you say it came up missing in my house, I'll pay for it.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Well, that's just what you told me.
Well, what I'm saying is he took responsibility saying that he was going to pay for the watch because it got lost within the apartment.
That's exactly what I just said.
Sorry, I didn't understand quite your question.
Well, he's not responsible for the watch.
I mean, if we have...
This is not a give and take.
Correct.
I'm telling you, if he had second thoughts about his responsibility for the watch, he has no legal responsibility to pay for the watch.
Correct. However, my child was there, Your Honor.
Yeah,
my child was under his watch and his girlfriend's watch. If his child came to my house and misplaced anything or anything got stolen, he would want me to replace the item.
Oh, that's your interpretation of the law. It's a wrong interpretation of the law because in order to find somebody responsible for property, you have to have some connection between loss of that property that satisfies a court. Now, how did your son get home from his house?
We live a building away from each other.
So, do you know what time your son left his house after spending the weekend there?
It was afternoon. I'm not sure the exact time.
Do you remember what time you left your friend's house?
About 5 p.m.
The red team doesn't have a lot of time left.